Hey folks, Quillian here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Prison Architect version 1! We have just over 8 hours before our prisoners arrive in the morning, and we have all our basic facilities down so that they will be, hopefully, satisfied by our accommodation. I mean, it's no, there's no Hilton, but hopefully they won't riot and freak out too much. I'm going to try to make a nice prison. One that people are, well, I suppose not happy to be in, but at least satisfied enough that they won't riot and break things. And then we can use this as a way to generate money so that we can then later on sell this prison, start off with a ton more cash, and then use that to build a much more intense, much more sophisticated prison in the future. But this one is going to be fine. Looks like things are starting to get a wee bit dirty at this point. We're going to have to start getting some cleaning staff, but of course we don't have them unlocked yet. Our warden is currently doing some research. Going to finish the health and psychology first and then move on to maintenance. So we're not going to get any cleaning for a little while. But hey, the prison's not open yet, so I think we should be okay. Still like the canteen. I think that's going to be a great spot later on. Oh, you know what is very important in the canteen? Even though we're going to have relatively low security prisoners, and even though we're going to try to keep them happy, terrible things can still happen. And in particular, people love to steal metal objects from the canteen here. So we're going to put a metal detector right there so that as people leave the kitchen, they will have to walk through the metal detector, and then we'll pick up to see if they've got anything going on. And while they're very expensive, I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of metal detectors right at the entrance of my prison as well. Now, those will need power line. They actually need power, I think the square just to the right of them. We'll see if that gets anything. If the one in my kitchen or my canteen doorway isn't powered by that. But I think we might have to run a power line there. We'll see what happens once it gets built. So we're going to finish the chain link fence. Chain link is free, which is one nice thing about it, right? Regular fence. Oh, no, it's not free. Sorry. It's not free, but it doesn't actually need any material delivery, so it tends to happen very, 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 very quickly. On the other hand, building anything en masse like this will occupy your workmen for quite some time. But I'm fully confident that they will finish that well before our prisoners actually arrive. And look at this, we actually need power that goes directly to TV. Oh, probably because it's not in a room. If something is indoors, you get the circuitry that automatically spreads like that, but outside, that doesn't happen, so we got to get the line that runs directly to our televisions. Our outdoor televisions, hopefully they don't get shorted out in the rain. I'm pretty sure they're going to be fine. Okay, these two metal detectors are empowered, and this one is as well. Okay, yeah, the connection is to the right, but that is hooked up because the cable going this way is connected to that over there, so we are groovy and fine. Okay, still complaining there's no canteens accessible right now. I think, first of all, once this gets sealed in, then an accessibility issue gets resolved. That's part of the problem. Did I cut my yard? I did. What I'm just going to do is I'm just going to trim this yard down here. Oops. Didn't realize I built my fence too far north. Should have built it a little bit lower. All right, I think the outer fence is done. There we go. They're no longer complaining about the canteen being inaccessible. Of course, there's, no cooks here yet. But we'll get that soon. We've got 4 hours to intake, and everything is good. We still have $26,000 in the bank. So what I'm going to do, so that I don't forget when people come in, I will hire some guards. 2 guards is probably going to be fine right now. Oftentimes, I try to do something like maybe half as many guards as prisoners. I think in this prison, somewhere around a quarter or a third might be fine, since they're not going to be very dangerous prisoners. We're not going to accept maximum security prisoners. Not at least not to start off with. Maybe if we expand later on, we'll do that. But we're just going to focus on these first 2. They're not going to be as violent. And again, I'm going to try to do my best to keep them as happy as possible. So that will also decrease the need for guards. You do need a certain critical mass to be able to open and close your doors. But other than that, we'll be okay. All right, and sure, I'm going to go ahead and hire my 2 cooks right now. They can start pre-cooking things before the first meal. Everything will be in place. Basic detention center will be finished once we build the shower. We still need the medical ward set up as well. So, what I'm going to do is I'll actually plan sort of maybe a shower medical ward over here. And let's actually enter planning mode for this one. So, the medical beds, which we can't see yet because we haven't unlocked them, are 2 by 2. So, what we're going to want in our medical ward is something maybe like this. Let's say we have enough room, not there, for something like 4 beds and lots of room to walk through. Which then means we can have walls that go like this and like that. That is probably fine. And then for our actual shower, We can have this here. This is not going to be like a huge high capacity shower, but will serve us for quite some time, because what we can have is a row of shower heads here and here, and actually there's no reason that it couldn't have, say, at least another row here. So that would be 21 shower heads. So 21 people can shower simultaneously, and that will probably hold us off for there. But I think I'm going to redesign this, because I think what I'd rather do is I think I want a larger shower for one. Is something like this, and then a row of shower heads there and there, and then like this. And even though there's no reason you can't have the shower heads just hanging in midair, it sort of visually makes the most sense maybe if there's a little divider there. And then we end up with a nice symmetrical thing like that. And then there'll be an opening here into... you know what we'll do? I've seen this this recommendation somewhere. We're going to have our solitary cells over here. Do this like this. So there'll be a door here. We'll give them a toilet as well. You don't need anything in the solitary cells, but if what can happen if you don't have a toilet and things, first of all, that's like inhumane. Don't do that. And secondly, they can leave solitary with like a huge bladder need, and then they're just going to still be cranky, and then they're just going to go and smash things some more, and you get this like cycle of things that never really improves too terribly much. So then we can have our infirmary here, and then we can even leave room for more solitary cells on the other side. And so the recommendation here for having the solitary cells in this location is that a lot of times people who get thrown into solitary have been injured, and therefore this will put them close to the infirmary, right? We're going to keep them happy that way. So I think that's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and build a... Are some of these actual walls? Oh, some of these are actual wall constructions instead of planning mode. All right, it's fine. I'm going to turn off the auto lights, and I'm going to build a big foundation over here, like so. And we are going to pre-set up some doors. We're going to have a regular door down here for the showers, and then staff doors. Actually, I guess we don't need a door there at all, but maybe a staff door for the infirmary in a variety of different directions. And I suppose we can have a regular door over here just for symmetry. All right, something like that will be good. And then that'll satisfy the shower, and we'll actually complete the basic detention center, and we'll be in a good place for the health and wellness as well. So we've got room right now, technically a capacity for 8 prisoners because we have 8 beds in our holding cell. But we'll build our proper cell block, our proper first cell block, very shortly after this. Probably what we'll do is we'll let these 2 things finish. We'll get the extra money, which will help with the cell block. And then we'll also take the mission for cell block A. Not that we need to take the mission, or rather the grant first, but it just, sort of feels appropriate. You're going to go and pick up some more boxes of goods. That just finished. Excellent. So let me give brick wall there, 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 and there. And that's going to do that. We've got the doors there. Can I just... No. I got to go into planning mode to take those out. There we go. Actually, we can... What? There we go. Cancel all planning mode. Hopefully that just canceled planning mode and not my actual construction jobs. Good. Although I forgot to leave planning mode up here before setting up the cells, but we know they're going to be like this, and like this, and like that, and like that. Okay. How's my research going for the health? Psychology is complete, so we'll go ahead and hire a psychologist right now. So look at the top over here. There's a blank spot in the toolbar. As soon as I put down the psychologist, boom. And I suppose once prisoners arrive, then I will start getting information about the overall temperament of our prison. And we'll get some feedback about how things are going. Remember, I turned off the automatic lights over here, so we're going to have to go and install them ourselves. And I'm going to do that once the walls are up. And then we can probably end up with fewer lights than the automatic system would have put in. Room, shower. That's going to do that. Objects, shower heads, all along here. In fact, I could save money. Now, shower heads are pretty cheap. I'm going to say save money and not do the middle bits right now since I don't need them, but what the heck, we'll do that. We'll have a drain in this doorway and that doorway. so that water doesn't go all over the place. And then we'll go ahead and I guess we'll put 4 lights in this room anyway. There are 4 lights. And then 1 right there. And then a couple in the infirmary. And then 1 right there as well. That'll be pretty good. We'll have to run electrical through here. So let me go and do something like that. And up to there. That should be sufficient for the electrical. And then the water pipe. We will... we can build water pipe and electrical in the same place, because we're going to need to do the toilets over here. So we're going to do something like this, and then run out some small pipes over there. Much cheaper, only $2 a piece. There, there, and like that. Okay, that should work fine. We'll let that get built. We have completed that grant. The shower is there. So next thing, cell block A, probably. Although I do want the prison maintenance. I mean, I'm going to want some cleaning soon. Doesn't really matter which one I accept. Tell you what, I'll accept this. It's got the bigger sign up. And then I'll be accepting the prison maintenance. Oh, right. I've unlocked the thing for a 3rd grant. Excellent. So we'll grab that too. So we're already working towards this stuff. Well, we didn't have it queued yet, but we will want to unlock the maintenance soon after the health is done. That's going to be okay. Don't need anything else here. I'll queue up the security afterwards as well, but it should do it in the order that I'm hoping. I hope. All right, there we go. Our first batch of prisoners have arrived. We've got Alexei over here, strong arm Alexei. Let's see here. Sentenced to 3 years for video game piracy. Yeah, that's some serious crimes right there. Pickpocketing, shoplifting, and burglary. And neither one of them have any specific reputation traits to be worried about. We can keep an eye on their needs because we do have our shrink here. Everything seems to be going pretty hunky-dory. And again, they'll be okay in here. They've got, they've got their phone booth, they've got the television. Also, when they're on yard time, we should actually take a look at the schedule right now. They're going to spend a lot of time in lockup right now, and I don't think that's quite required. So, there we go. They can have a lot more free time, and I think that's going to be safe with this group. They actually need a little less sleep than what they have here. So let's go ahead and do something like this. This should be fine. They'll eat twice a day. They got lots of free time. The lockup here, one of the reasons I do that is because when they wake up in the morning and they're on lockup mode, they will spend the first hour in their cell, usually going to the bathroom, maybe making a phone call, and it alleviates some of their needs right away before they get released into the general population. Doesn't matter as much with the holding cell, but when they have individual cells, people will get less cranky before I let them out of their individual cells, so they're less likely to start a fight first thing in the morning. We have lights in here, just no vision, so that's okay. And we're getting all these showers hooked up, which is good. I don't have the ability to do the infirmary yet. No, have not unlocked health. That is being worked on. Nearly done. Wonderful. Cell block A is very simple. Just raise your prisoner capacity to 15. Actually, we're halfway there. You don't even need to build a proper cell block to do that. The holding cells are sufficient. You could theoretically run a prison just based on, giant holding cells, which are a lot easier to build, but people aren't going to be as happy with it, so may as well wait. Kitchen is operating. The cooks are making their meals. We've got more meals than prisoners right now, so we're clearly going to be fine on that front. And you can see here, these doors automatically close now, and the guards have to go over and open it. You can right-click to open and close doors yourself, and you can keep things permanently locked open or not if you would prefer. But I think we're in a pretty good situation right now. There you go. But when your prison gets a little bit bigger and a little bit busier, you might want to open and close doors yourself from time to time. Here's a good spot for us to do that. Ooh, someone was sneaking contraband in that box. That's going to have to get inspected. Set off the metal detector. Metal detector will pick up all kinds of different contraband. So we should have a guard. There he is. Going to go and check that out. What was in there? What was in there and who was sneaking it in? Oh, I can't actually go into intelligence mode. I can't find out what the contraband was because we don't have that unlocked yet. But I think we have unlocked our health. Indeed, we have. So that means I should be able to build an infirmary over here. And I need 2 doctors, right? 2 doctors. You can't put people where there's no vision at all, which is why that was blocked. And then we want medical beds. I'm just going to put in 2 for now. They're not that expensive, but may as well save an extra couple of bucks. You know what? No. I have lots of money. Let's go and get that completely finished so I don't forget. And then we'll have a nice functional armory, or infirmary. Armory is a different building. Once those medical beds get delivered, that'll complete that grant, which is wonderful. All right, next mission, Cell Block A. So there's a bunch of different ways that you can build your prison layout. And especially when it comes down to your cells. Cells have to be at least 2 by 3, but they certainly could be bigger. There's limited advantage, perhaps, to making them that much bigger, but I think it is going to be good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go with a 2 by 3 layout for the cells. So, right, so this building will keep going this way, and actually, something like that, right? And then the next cell over this way. So I'm going to go with 3 by 3. And what I'm going to try to do is include more happiness. Actually, what I'll do is do something like that. I think that'll be slightly easier to get things going. So what we'll do is put a bed here, have a something like television, toilet, telephone. There's also a radio, which I'm not familiar with, right over here. Presumably that might give people more joy too. You can also put showers inside of cells. And when I've done it in the past, it hasn't really worked out well for me. I just, for whatever reason, wasn't able to figure out the layout correctly. So I think I will skip on the in-cell showers and just have these over here. In-cell showers are good because fights tend to break out in showers quite often because they're very crowded. And crowded spaces are very likely to create more fights. So it would be nice to get the in-cell shower, but the problem is frequently you can have like water that leaks all over the place, and I just don't want to bother with it. So that's going to be that. I'm going to go, so we'll plan, you know, more cells over this way, and then, you know, going forward in some direction, and probably I'll double up on this block. One thing I also like to do is have showers within a prison block, and there's a lot of advantage with it, in particular when it comes to pathing your guard deployments, your patrols kind of thing. Let's see here. I might still want to do that. Did that last time, and I felt like it worked out pretty well. Right, so assuming this keeps going, and then on the other side we have some more prison cells like that, and then something like this. Hey, we complete another grant, and then that keeps going that way, right? And here and here. And then what happens is here in the middle, instead of being cells, this is where you put in the shower. And then this shower will be sufficient for all the prisoners that are in this group. And I think by doing it this way, and then having a door there and there, I think I can deploy a guard to this entire cell block as one giant unit. Maybe you could do that anyway, just because they share a common foundation. But it looks kind of nice. Ooh, autosave there. So I'm just trying to figure out the length that I want to go to here for my prison, or for my cell block. Based on the shower capacity and things, I think we can definitely go maybe this far. I think that's okay. So this is going to be the size of our foundation. My God, someone was carrying a knife. And I like it. And this is going to have a capacity of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24 prisoners in one block. I think that's pretty good. And they're going to be relatively decent spots. So that's going to be okay. So I can do this, even though there's a fence here. What will end up happening is instead of building a wall here, they'll actually leave up the fence, which is a little bit screwy. But that's okay. This is a legal way to construct things. But I will want to go and extend our fence, because at some point I'm going to want to take some of these bits apart. Let's leave enough room for another block that's exactly the same as that one. So I'll build this, and temporarily put in a little jail door here, so that it'll be possible for my workmen to walk through there. So I'll just extend the fence. But this will not break the fence. They'll actually leave the bits up, and I'll have to manually tear them down and build the right kind of wall afterwards. But this is going to be fine. I have the lighting auto turned off, which is still okay. It's going to say requires an entrance, and we're going to have just regular doors here and here. And we don't have to have guards opening and closing this. This is fine. There's going to be actual doors on the cells, so that will keep people nice and secure. Now, normally I build these hallways double wide. I'm hoping a single wide is fine. One thing I didn't consider is the maximum distance that a CCTV camera can reach. Hopefully everything is okay there. How's our research coming along? Good. Maintenance almost coming in. That's wonderful. So we'll do that. These guys are having a little bit of yard time. Do I want to adjust my prisoner intake? Yeah, we're not going to take any maximum security. And right now we'll take all, and we prefer it in this sort of ratio. Medium security are a bit more valuable. Up front, this is the initial payment. You get just as much money every day from all your prisoners. You just happen to get more up front for the more intense prisoners, and that's it. So you don't gain that much more money by having a more dangerous prison. Although it's a heck of a lot more fun. Because when things go badly, that is also very fun. Next intake is not for 15 more hours, so I'm not going to buy any more guards yet. Although soon I may want some for these door openings. Alright, so we're just extending this area out pretty wildly. You know, we've got room in here. Once we get our gardeners down, we could probably, I think if the gardeners do it, we could get a little tree growing zone, which would be a nice way to get some extra money. Because you can have a little area where you grow trees. When they mature, they'll get chopped down, and you'll sell them in the export bit. And then also, once you set up workshops, which is going to come up later, but you can have a little carpentry workshop for your prisoners. Keeps them nice and busy and occupied, and makes you a lot of money as you turn the wood from the trees into, I think you make them into fancy beds. Not the kind of beds that your prisons use, the kind of beds that you would sell to the general public. So you can see here, the fence inside has gone away, but this bit here is still there, so we're going to want to get rid of that. Now, I could leave this fence up completely, or I could tear it down. It's not a bad idea to sort of subdivide your prison a bit, especially if you have different types of like prisoner classes in terms of, you know, how dangerous various prisoners are. But since this is all a one level prison, I think I will actually remove this wall. Just got to make sure the outer wall is actually finished. It looks like it is, so it should be safe to demolish the wall and that bit there too, and there and that bit there too. And I'm going to say you can, nope, not dump, dismantle this jail door. How come I can't? There we go. There we are. So someone will tear that apart at some point, and that'll be nice. Hopefully this is all intact, and nothing terrible has happened. Oh, we can open that door again. People are going around collecting all that extra wood. Or dumping it there. What are you up to? Demolishing walls. Good. Or we may have just initiated a prison break. But I think we're okay. Some of my workers are starting to get exhausted. We'll have to build a staff room soon. Are you waiting for that door to open? Yes, you are. They're not always the smartest, but there we go. Okay. We can go and build a brick wall there and there to finish that off. And then I suppose I can build... Let me build this middle bit first. I've discussed before that sometimes in the middle of these crosses, they're not able to reach one of the middle bits. So we'll do that. And this just paint off things on the side over here for my cells. Get all these walls up and running. And we'll give each cell a light. Keep working on this tease. Like this. May as well go. And this is burning through money pretty quickly for the walls. But it's not too bad. And one thing is I don't have to actually create all the cells yet. Some of the cell furnishings are expensive. I think the beds might be $100 a piece. The jail doors I think are $100 a piece. So they add up pretty quickly. Okay, that middle wall is all up, so now it's safe to go and do these bits. That, and we'll be fine on capacity for the next one. Now, one thing I would like very soon is actually a reception area. I don't think we ever get a grant for it. Reception areas are optional, but they're the place where you receive new prisoners and you give them a sort of a shakedown when they come into the prison. Speaking of which, I might want to do a shakedown. I'm going to do a shakedown now. It'll interrupt their sleep, but we've never done a proper search of people. Knife and scissors. I think the scissors were probably what was smuggled in over here. So the guards will go and search everything. I'm going to go ahead and hire a couple more because I'm going to want a couple more, and shakedowns take a long time with only 2 guards. So we'll pat everyone down, we'll check their beds, we'll make sure that everything is okay, just because we've never done a proper search of these guys. And right, there is that one person who's trying to sneak a knife out of the kitchen. He's waiting for his solitary confinement, which we can do. Solitary over here. Let's go and get them flagged this way. Like that, and that, and that, and that. And then they need a door here. And traditionally you would use a solitary door. You don't need the solitary door, and they're very expensive, but it feels appropriate. And they're very hard to smash down. And then we'll give them their toilets in here. So we have way more solitary capacity than we need right now. So I didn't have to build them all at this time, but what the heck. Let's get that going. And then once we get the solitary set up, that one person who snuck in that contraband will get locked in solitary for, I don't know, an hour. So we can set the, where do we set that? Is it under the policy? I think it might have been. I know I went through this pretty fast, but I don't think... All right, we got those. Oh, someone wants a drug treatment, which I think that happens at the psychologist. Yeah, we'll do that. Alcoholics, we don't have room for that. No regime time slot. Really? I thought this was happened... Where is it? Led by a doctor in an infirmary. Oh, no regime. Right. In here, it needs work time. Work is when people go to their classes. So we'll set this all up as work. I think if someone doesn't have work or class, I think they will treat this as free time. So now if we go back to the program and reschedule it, there we go. So alcoholics treatment is in a common room, which we don't have. Spiritual guidance is in a chapel, which we don't have. But someone in our prison is addicted to drugs. And now they can get some of their treatment. I don't know. Maybe it's like a methadone thing or something. I'm not sure. Okay. Planning. We'll cancel these objects here. We will go and... Let me start off by designating these as cells. Actually, I guess I can copy and paste. I don't have the clone tool unlocked yet. What would be involved in getting that going? Clone is under maintenance. That is approved. We need cleaning, groundskeeping, then cloning. Although, again, I should have gotten the guy first. So let's get a foreman. Do we still have an extra office? We do have one more office. That's good. We can also hire a security chief, but I don't have an office for him yet. So we're going to have to build another office spot, probably back here. We're going to wait on this. So since I can't clone, let's go right into the objects. So we're going to go bed, 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 bed. I'm just going to do one row for now. Like that. Toilet. By having the toilet closer to the hall, it will most likely minimize how many pipes I need. Although, again, the pipes are pretty cheap. I'm not going to bother with the niceties yet. I'm going to make sure that we're okay financially before I make this super pretty. So the electrical, I want to run straight up and down here, which I believe will suffice. And then for the large pipe, I want to make sure that the large pipe does not actually go through any of the cells. I'm going to do this here. That way people cannot use the large pipe as an escape mechanism. And then we'll have small pipes that go this way for the toilets, some which don't exist yet, but that's okay. You know, there and there. And then I may as well, we're going to have too much shower capacity for now, but that's okay. We'll go and set up the shower room. We'll just get it started. Shower heads against there. There's something to be said, actually, you know what? I will do that here. I'm going to space out the shower heads because they're mostly just going to be used for this one block. Although this block had, what, 24 cells? Right, because we had 7 here plus 5. That's 24. So ideally, we'd like everyone to be able to shower simultaneously. So my idea was spread out the shower heads so that there's less conflict, but I don't think that's going to give us enough. Because, yeah, I could do like 16 using this pattern. That's not enough for everyone to shower simultaneously. I'll leave some spaced out. That's 16, 19, 22, 2 more there. There we go. And we'll just have to accept that. Now, it's possible that not everyone actually needs to shower simultaneously, but sometimes they do. We want to allow that. Again, we could, I suppose, especially since we do have showers over here, get away with a little bit less, but we'll just have to live with that. So I'm going to wait. I don't like to put up the doors on the cells until the cells are fully populated. The reason for that is, It's annoying because they have to wait for guards to open and close the door constantly while they furnish all the cells. So I want to let them finish building everything first, and then we'll come back to it. You are... Okay. Yeah, I was wondering about that. Actually, it doesn't matter what I pick here. But I need to unroom it like this because the door was part of the solitary room, it doesn't count as being enclosed. Now it does. There we go. So now, that one prisoner should get carried over for his stint in solitary. Oh, you know what else we need over here? Lights. I'm going to put a light in every single cell, because I'm nice like that. I think a light in the hallway would be sufficient, but what the hell. And then we'll need... I'm going to go with 2 lights in the shower like that. Okay. Wait for that to get finished. 2 hours away to our next intake, which is going to be fine. Right now, we don't technically have the capacity, but as soon as these cells finish off, we will. Going to let everything get built, and then we'll move on from there. Things are pretty dirty. Still working on researching that. We do still need the extra office space, and yeah, I'll get it tucked in back here. Still need a staff room. I can probably incorporate that as one big building, actually. Something like this, because we really don't need a lot of space for a staff room, I think. Staff room's got to be at least 4 by 4. Yeah, that's going to be fine. So this one I'll be a little lazier. Do something like that, and I'll have it all be part of one building here. A couple more office spaces, plus the staff room, all in one open space, and that's going to be fine. Infirmary getting pretty dirty. Okay, still some things need to be hooked up. Yeah, they're spending some time working on the showers, which is legit. More prisoners coming in. I still want a reception area. Prison capacity. As soon as the doors go up and these things finish, then we will have completed Cell Block A mission, which is going to give us another $20,000, which is a lot. And you know what? We've got to put a cut in here. I think we're going to be fine, though. 25 minutes, we get our next batch of prisoners. There'll be a little crowd in the holding cell, but it's not too bad. I definitely want to get the office for the security guard done because I want to research deployment soon. We don't have a chief yet, so we can't do it yet. Plus intelligence, patrols, all these things will be good. I mean, I suppose I could hire the chief now. But without an office, he's not going to be able to research anything. So, next time, we will work on that, and we'll continue to increase our prison size. I think things are going to be pretty hunky-dory. There might be... we might start to hit a wall on the food production. I think our current food production will be able to handle 16, but we'll probably need to do some upgrades there at some point. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.